feel weird about this one. Yeah. Or maybe I just feel weird. No, I feel weird about this one. Boundaries. Yeah, there's all kinds of boundaries. There's emotional. So, yeah, so you have a relationship and you end the relationship. That's like an emotional boundary. I'm cutting my emotional ties to you, or you're cutting them for me, or we mutually agree. Whatever kind of relationship that is, business, personal, romantic, financial, I don't know. Yeah, so an emotional boundary, like, let's just stop. Then physical boundaries. Please don't touch this specific body part, or please don't touch me at all, or yeah, I'm saying no to a physical encounter. I, me, you. And spiritual boundaries. Whatever we think about, again, let me preface this, I have absolutely no training. These are all just my fucking opinions. And I have a lot of opinions and a lot of things to say. Isn't it so cool that we're just free to do whatever the fuck we want? You know, within reason, as long as you're not hurting anyone. And even still, we hurt people and then we still do the things. Anyway, spiritual boundaries. So whatever it is that we focus on, I believe, whatever it is that I'm thinking about all the time is getting energy from me. I'm giving my energy to something, to a thought, to a belief, and oftentimes to a person or people. And a lot of times, no, I guess that's not true. Sometimes it is good energy. I'm like, oh man, I love this person so much. Like, good. This good thing, here you go. And then other times, wow, there's just like really big, crazy moth that just like flew at me. Oh my God. All right. Oftentimes there is a bad spiritual energy coming from me. Someone that they don't make me. I feel insecure because of them. And I don't know if it's like their energy, something they did, or it's a mirror to me. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of times there is like a person, I have mentioned this before, I'm only allowed to hate one person at a time. That's why it's like hard for me to get over shit too, because it's like I'm not even getting over whatever the thing that I'm like don't like you about. It's everything. I put everything over there. It's like fucking, you know, I really can't stand so-and-so and global warming, or fucking how terrible we are to animals and to the planet. Let's just put all of that onto that one person. Like that person is just gets the scapegoat. Ooh, I am curious as to where that term came from. If I wasn't using my phone to record this, I would. Ooh, hold up. I'm gonna watch. Hey Siri, where does the term scapegoat come from?
Here's an answer from PsychCentral.com. The term scapegoat stems from the concept of one person or animal absorbing the mistakes of others.
You know, I know that. I know that's the definition. I want to know why we call it the scapegoat. Is it a particular kind of goat? Is scaping an action that goats do? I don't understand. Maybe I'll get back to you. I definitely won't, because I'll forget. Unless I write it down. Spiritual boundaries. I have a scapegoat where I direct all of my negative energy. Because I try to compact it. I don't... compartmentalization can be helpful in life. I mean, it typically is helpful. Why else would we do it unless it was helpful? You don't want to do it too much, though. It's just my recommendation. You don't want to be like a completely different person from this group of friends to this group of friends to this group of family to this group of acquaintances. You know what I mean? You want to kind of be consistent across the board, but then like tailor or scale, just like a workout, you scale it up or you scale it down based on how you feel that day or what you have available to you. You can scale your personality. You can turn certain parts of it up and certain parts of it down, depending on the situation. Like, you know, if you're around a bunch of kids, you should probably try to limit the swearing, you know, or like your topics of conversation should be tailored to be appropriate for them. It doesn't mean you're being a fake person. It just means you're acting in accordance with what makes the most sense for the setting that you are in. And not in a way to like get what you want. I guess that's the thing about like being, I was gonna say disingenuine. That's not right. Not genuine. Think about not being, hold on. When you change your personality in a situation and it comes across as inauthentic, there we go. It's typically because you're changing yourself in order to get what you want out of someone else. It's not a natural change. For example, I have often said about how I am constantly trying to change like every moment of my existence, like how I speak, how I feel, just every single little thing is just how can we fix all of this all the time? Like I got a real fixer-upper here, you know what I'm saying? I didn't go for the new construction, didn't have the money, so it's just like this house. Ooh, that's good. This house, I believe, now remember I have a Swiss cheese memory, I believe it was it was built in 1920. It is the year 2021, so it had its 100th year birthday last year. And there's, you know, like a lot of really good stuff that has been worked on and replaced and upgraded. And then there's things that are not good. Like if you were on the, if you were in the backyard, you were to turn around and look at the porch, you would see that it's, you know, it's supposed to be like this, but the whole thing is just, and when you walk in my house, the stairs leading to the second floor, you kind of see it a little bit. I remember coming in and being like, man, it's going to be really confusing when I'm drunk. Because when I bought the house, I was still drinking. And that never happened though. You immediately get used to it. The house has had some work done, just like I have done work on myself, so trying to change things all the time. Okay, change things so that the experience that I'm leaving people with is one that is beneficial or at least neutral, right? So try to leave people better than you found them. That was on a show recently. Oh, show, what was it called? Special? I like that. And that is like one of the tenets of Baptiste yoga is leave people in their greatness, meaning like you're not gonna fuck with their greatness or elevate it, right? Okay. Why are we there? Leave people in their greatness. Okay. And so, since I'm trying to change the things all the time and I am concerned with other people's experiences, one, because I believe in being of service to others. If I can help a person, I want to help a person. And it's totally selfish because at least if I do a good thing, then there is something good. And then I can like kind of lean on that. Like, see, look, you're not a piece of shit all the time. I told you this. I'm trying to figure out how I'm not a piece of shit. Because that's the, you know, like the bad, that's the dark side talking. And the good side's like, no, I look, you did these things that were good or at least neutral. And then another reason that I am concerned about other people and their experiences is because I'm extremely codependent. Codependency is when you put your ability for happiness and satisfaction onto someone else. I have done that for forever. It was me and my mom. Obviously, that's like an obvious, but not all parent-child relationships are codependent. They are dependent, not unless they are. So yeah, it was me and my mom, and then like me and my best friend, and then me and, you know, boyfriend, and me and Ian, and then me and Charlotte. It was like, he got kicked out. Anyway, I bond to one other person, and they become my entire world. And if you ask me how I am, I'm just looking inside this bubble of how it is. Anyway, codependency, approval, yes. And therefore that turns me into somewhat of a people pleaser, but I have my own boundaries of like, I'm not going to change my personality radically. if I have to mute a lot of what I want to say or express, then that sort of relationship is not going to work out for me. And I don't really care who you are. I don't mean that to be like harsh or whatever. I can't be fake. It's too hard. It's not something that I'm willing to do. Because it's just, I don't know, I don't like that. So I don't stand for that. Fakeness is not cool. Though maybe it would probably be easier to just like be an actress. No, that's probably really hard. Anyway, it's hard for me to set boundaries though. So I'll set them with myself and my personality. But then when it comes to areas I don't feel confident in, I'll just like let things slide, even if I don't really want them to happen. So, you know, I will get to a place where I talk myself into like, you're not a piece of shit. You're actually like a good person. Probably you're like somewhat pretty all right looking. You're not that old. Your kids are kick-ass. Your dog's a fucking asshole. Like you have all these good things and good qualities. You've done good stuff. You're pretty all right. You're pretty all right. And then someone comes along and like 1 out of 100 people don't like me. But I can only focus on that one. A couple years ago, we went, I miss it. And I don't know if I feel like I will never be able to go again. Baptiste training. We went to, it was a global summit. I think, obviously not. No, actually we did go last year, but it was the year before that. Wait. Where am I talking about this? We were at summit and something happened. Fuck. Oh, yeah. No, it wasn't that. It was Fit to Lead. That's, okay. So it's a year-long program and you go once a quarter to Utah. And I did that for 2 years in a row. So for 2 years, every 3 months, I was going to Utah. So I got to fly on an airplane, go somewhere else, and have subs for my classes and miss my kids and get pissed off because the workouts were hard and all I had to do was run and the air is really thin. That's what I was complaining about. So dumb. Ooh, that's good perspective though. Like, what am I complaining about now that if I didn't have, I'd be like, yo, you dumb bitch. What the fuck is wrong with you? Everything's wrong with me. I find a thing to be wrong all the fucking time. Anyway, let's go back. Utah, boop. We were working on delivery and we were given feedback from our peers. It was like a form you fill out and you know, it's like maybe like a 1 to 5 sort of thing, like certain questions, and then people can make comments. And so my peers were like, I don't even know, I want to say it was in the 70s or the 80s. 70s sounds more right to me. The stack of paper, one from every person. Here's 70 some pieces of paper. 74 of them are positive feedback or constructive. I think I had like literally 2 people said I talk too fast, and I forgot that yes, I do talk fast, and when I'm nervous I talk faster, and if I am somewhere that is not New York, I need to slow the fuck down, especially when you're out west. I don't know if it's because it's hot or what, but they don't talk this fast. They're not in such a fucking rush like we are. It's the weather, man. It's the weather. We're like, hurry up and get inside, or hurry up and enjoy the 5 minutes of summer. Like right now we're in it. We're in it right now, and it feels like I appreciate it, but I have a sense of doom. This is kind of how I go through my days, is like, this is awesome, and it will not be like this in the fucking blink of an eye. Okay. What the fuck's I get from boundaries to summer? I don't know. It's hard for me to set boundaries. Like, honestly, I can't tell you the number of dudes I've had sex with because I just was like, I mean, I guess probably should. Yeah, it's probably gonna be fine. And then you do it and it's like not fine. But then you're bored. You're like, I mean, I guess I could. You probably just should, right? We just should. Ugh. Felt so empty. The year I banged the most dudes was the year I felt the most empty. Anyway. So that was an area where I could have set a physical boundary. Mentally that would have benefited me, but I was chasing an external validation and experience. I wanted to feel something outside of myself, and I wanted someone else to give it to me. And that's the thing about putting your happiness and satisfaction on someone else, is you're expecting them to deliver it in the way that will be effective for you. But maybe you're not even speaking the same language. You know, when you have like chemistry with someone, sometimes, I mean, I think very often we say chemistry, meaning like physical chemistry, a sexual compatibility. And yes, certainly it is that, but the chemistry can also occur when like your body parts aren't touching. You might just have a really great chemistry in a friendship or in a work relationship. I remember back in the day when it was a thing, whenever Tanya assisted my class, we can just look at each other. We can just look at each other and I know like what she's gonna say, or she knows what I want just by, I don't have to explain things to her, which is probably why I feel super self-conscious around her all the time. Because I feel like she knows all the terrible things that I think about myself. And if she knows all of them, then she knows all of them. I don't want anybody to know all of them because they feel like a lot of terrible things. Anyway, it sounds like this is interesting because this is really just like a therapy session on the porch of just saying these things out loud, but listening from like the listener's perspective. I'm like, damn, that girl seems fucking unhappy. And I am, but I'm not. I'm pretty fucking happy. This is just how it is, the thing that's going on in the background. Anyway, there's times when we have chemistry, be it physical, work relationship, or just like some, you're feeling each other's rhythm, like you're dancing to the same beat. You're jiving with somebody, jokes back and forth. Yeah. Or how you are sometimes with animals too. Like me and Michael have rhythm, He understands most of the time what I want or what I need or what I'm trying to say to him, and other times he just fucking ignores me. But then like someone else's dog or animal, I don't have that same chemistry with, but sometimes you do. Okay, so I'm explaining chemistry. I think you know what I mean. But sometimes one party feels the chemistry and the other one doesn't. And because the party who feels the chemistry and wants it, they don't even realize, they're not looking outside of their wants and needs to see that the other person on the other side does not match that chemistry. When we get so clouded by what we want, we can't see what's actually there. I am pausing, not just for dramatic effect, but like repeat that back in your head. When we are so focused on our wants and needs, we can't see what's actually happening or who's actually in front of us. Yeah. And that person might not be interested in you or what you're saying, or in the level of commitment that you are, or as invested, lot of times this happens as someone who's in the role that I'm in, just like professionally, because I am the one who's talking, people get to know me, and they like feel connected to me, and they feel like they understand me based on what it is that I share. They develop a relationship with me, but I don't know who you are unless I do. So it happens quite often. I really didn't ever, I don't know. It was a surprise to me when it started happening years ago, and I'm just sort of used to it. I was like, because people feel connected to me when I am just the messenger. It's not me. Whatever it is that you are finding, if you're listening to this, whatever value it is that you're finding is not because of me. I'm just saying it out loud. It's like the Audible book. I'm just reading from it. Anyway, yeah, so people feel connected to me, but I just don't know who they are, or they see a connection that they want, or I have seen a connection that I want in someone else, and they did not match it, but because I wanted it so bad, I just like forced it until it was like, wait a minute, what's happening? Anyhow, so the thing about setting boundaries is, I just realized before I started talking, is mostly I see where I want to set them, I mentally set them, and then I let things slide. What I just acknowledged is I want to say like the need to be prepared, but there's nothing to do. There's no like exercise you need to do. Like when people say they need to get in shape before they go to the gym, that's the fucking stupidest thing I've ever heard. No, just go. Anyway, you don't have to like practice for it, but so that's what I don't want to say be prepared for, but just know that when you set a boundary, that boundary might just, the other person might uphold it forever and ever. Amen. For example, I was just reminded of this today. When Chris and I first got together, he would tell me all the time how great I was. Like he would say nice shit all the time, like several times a day. And my protective barrier went up, and I didn't know what to do with those words, because when people are nice to me like that, which is not that often, I think there's something wrong with them. It's not that people are mean to me all the time. I just mean the people who are overly nice to me and say like really nice things to me are those that feel more connected to me, like usually as a teacher, because they get to see that very best side of me. The best part of me is me as a teacher, which is probably why I like doing this, because I feel like I'm teaching you something. I'm like adding to the knowledge bank of America. like the as lived experience of some things. Anyway, let's bring it back. We gotta go to bed. I didn't know what to do with all of the compliments, and so I didn't really believe him, and it was just so challenging to me because I never had a man do that before, ever that I can remember. So I set a boundary and I said, you have to stop telling me how great I am. You can tell me sometimes, but not all day, every day. I can't take it. I don't know what to do with it. And I said it like a lot of times, and then he stopped forever. I mean, I can't blame him, Somebody says, hey, stop it. You're gonna stop? I'm like, all right. And you turn something off. Going back to compartmentalization. Sometimes there are consequences to you setting boundaries. It's not all like roses and sunshine when you set a boundary, when you overcome something and like finally stand up for yourself. And that's something else I wanted to note is, for me, a lot of times I will think about a boundary or something that I need to speak up about but I won't say it for so long that by the time I finally fucking say it, it comes out way more aggressive than it needs to be, because I'm like pumping myself up to say it. I've gotten mad enough at myself that I haven't brought it up, and I'm fucking pissed, and then it comes out that way. Yeah. So really, the sooner you speak up, the better, and just, be honest and open about the process of trying to navigate whatever it is that you're trying to navigate with the other person, whether it's, whatever kind of relationship, but it doesn't have to be like you're asking for permission to set a boundary. Just like, hey, this is how I feel right now, and it may not necessarily be that way forever, but let's get to know each other better, or something like that, I don't know. I could have phrased things differently. I have a vulnerability hangover, and that should be the next Porch talk, because I have like a bank of a few of these that I'm just like not sharing. I don't want to say, but I do.